Okay everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're back on GT Sport and we're back with an FIA manufacturer's track guide driving at the Tokyo layout. So this is round one of the new exhibition season, and it's at a track I've never really raced this track in an FIA race or in a daily race. I can't remember ever really doing much around this. So we've done quite a bit of practice recently. The other day I jumped back onto time trial and thought I'm going to improve my lap slightly and get a lap that should be good enough for a track guide. I think we did like maybe 7 to 8 laps or something like that. I jumped on, took a little bit of time to warm up, kept having to back out my lap and make sure that I don't make a mistake on the chicane because I knew I wasn't on a good enough lap, and make sure we get a good exit from that. Eventually got a lap together. I think it was on maybe the 7th or 8th lap, something like that. And this is the lap we're about to show you. I'm going to point out some of the braking, some of the lines that you need to take for the corners, some of the things that you have to do to get the ultimate lap out of this. Now the McLaren, the manufacturer that I've picked for this season, is actually pretty decent around this track. It's not the most OP, like overpowered car. However, it has got some party tricks that you will find out come the FIA stream that we're going to be doing to do with the tyres that run very well on this car. Obviously the hard compound tyre will be the compulsory tyre for this race, and the strategy is looking like a no-stop strategy on that hardest compound tyre. If you're not aware already, I'm letting you know that now. We've done various races and testing. We're going to go for a hybrid split on the tyres, putting the medium on one tyre and the medium and the hard on the opposite. So that will get rid of your compulsory tyre usage. But for this, we're going to go through some information to help you get the best lap you can when you come to the qualifying run. Bear in mind, this is obviously done in time trial. When you've got a bit of fuel on, you might need to adjust slightly your braking distances. So going into turn 1, you're going to be looking, your main reference is pretty much the 100 and the 50 board. You're braking in between there when you're in your qualifying run on the medium tyres. You'll see going past 100 there, and then our braking inputs are going in just in between both boards, 150, and you want to try and get your car slowed down enough, so braking early enough to get your car to bite into this apex and get as close to that wall on the right hand side as possible, because your next corner is a fast left hand corner, so you want to keep the car as much over to this right hand side as possible. You'll see instantly when the car starts going, I'm straight back over to that right hand side to get the rotation into this left hand corner. And what you're going to see here, I'm going to give it a little lift off the throttle. That's to rotate the car. You're going to transfer the weight to the front of the car and give the front more grip, and then we're back onto that throttle. Maximum power, you can see I'm running -1 bias for this lap with the McLaren, and again through here you're going to get it as close as possible to that wall, obviously without hitting it. Maximum power through there, no lifting. And then again into this final corner, you're going to see a little bit of a lift again. That's again going to get the weight transferred to the front of the car, enabling you then to get on the throttle nice and early and carry very good exit speed through this corner. And again, keeping as close as possible to that wall on the left hand side is very important, because it's going to enable you to carry more speed out the exit of the corner and then down into the very tight hairpin. Now with the MR cars, these cars tend to take a slightly different line to FR cars into this next braking zone. You see braking in between the 150 and the 100 board. And again, remember, if you're getting a tow or slipstream off another car, you're going to have to make them distances a little bit longer. Now into the turning point. The green line is the kind of line you're more likely to take with an FR car. The MR cars, however, though, you'll see with the McLaren, you can actually get very late on the brakes and manage to rotate the car very well because of the engine placement. You get a bit more rotation on the car. FR cars tend to widen their line through that car, that corner. We've been watching them do it all week when we've been practicing. And then on the power, as early as possible, you see I had to give it a little lift off the throttle, which lost me a little bit of exit speed. You can do that with maximum throttle, obviously, without lifting, which will then gain you a bit of time all the way down the straight. But did it reasonably okay. And now through this section, it is just 100% maximum throttle, just trying to minimize your steering inputs all the way through this section. It may sound silly, but you can gain a 10th all the way through this section just by being very gentle and keeping the lines as straight as possible, particularly that corner there. Although it's no lifting, as long as you keep smooth inputs and keep it as straight as possible, you will gain a bit of time. Then into the next braking zone, braking just before the 50 board there. And again, remember, if you're picking up a slipstream, you're going to have to make that a little bit closer to the 100 board where you brake. Down into 4th gear. And then you see, again, trying to keep it very close to this wall. You can see almost coasting through the corner until you know the grip's there. And then once you're getting very close to that wall, onto the power, that will enable the car to run out wide all the way to the left-hand side, close to the wall. And then maximum power into the next braking zone, where you're going to pretty much brake just past the 50 board above our head there. You see braking inputs going in now, and then downshifting into 4th gear and then into 3rd gear in this McLaren, as you really have to jump over this initial part of the chicane. Now, what you want to do is try and get your left hand tire on one side, your right hand tire pretty much on the other side, and then land it so that your left hand tire is on this curb. If you go over the yellow part, you're going to get a corner cut, and that is one place that a lot of people are going to pick up penalties in this FIA race. I tend to find it easier to take that corner quite steady in race conditions and not risk too much, because if you've got a car in front of you with a slipstream, you don't need to take the massive risks there. And then through this final corner, you just want to try and stay as close as possible to that right hand wall, obviously to shorten the line through the corner, and then maximum power all the way through. And again, remember, in race conditions, if your tyres are starting to fade, you're going to have to possibly give it a little safety lift through that corner just to bite the front tyres into the apex a bit more and over the line for a 1:37.9. Now that lap wasn't particularly amazing, but it was solid enough for a track guide. I'm sure we could get another 3 or 4 attempts if we really push the lap as much as I physically could. Let's have a little watch now from the chase camera, and we'll show you what we mean by as close to the wall as possible. You'll see it biting it into the apex there, and then we're going to swing it back to the right because we need to get it into this close up wall on the left hand side, and again close to the wall on the right hand side, and a little lift off the throttle just to rotate. You've seen the rotation happen on the car with the weight distribution, how it like changed, and you can see the front end biting into the tarmac when we got on the throttle. And now going into the next braking zone, you'll see this line. I actually braked quite late here. I should have braked a little bit earlier maybe and got it a little bit closer to that curb, but we got quite good rotation on the car. Just had to give it that little lift, which possibly lost me a fraction of a second, maybe a tenth or so by the time you get to the end of the straight, because if you manage to stay on that power all the way through on the exit there, you might only gain a fraction coming out of it, but it carries the speed all the way down this straight, and that corner is very important for your overtakes. And obviously doing fuel saving in the slipstream. Now the McLaren isn't the best car on fuel, however it's got 7 gears, so we can short shift this car, and it's got quite good top speed, to be honest. And then into the next braking zone, you'll see again we're going to brake as far to the left as possible without hitting the wall, swinging it into the apex, letting it coast through, you see there, and then on the throttle, using all the width of the track. Could have used a bit more there, maybe on the throttle a fraction earlier, but like I say, this lap wasn't 100% aggressive, as this is the chicane where you've got to be so careful. I actually pushed quite aggressive on this lap through there. I just thought, let's just go for it. Now, in race conditions, you're going to take that a little bit smoother, but in qualifying, if you can nail that and you get a slipstream, you could get a very, very strong lap at this track. Anyway, I hope that track guys helped you out. Let me know in the comments if it has improved your lap, and let me know how you got on in the FIA round 1 race. Anyway, we'll be back soon. Please hit that subscription button on screen at the moment, and if you want to check out another video, the link is there on screen. See you all again very soon. Bye everyone.